A woman who prays has God in her midst. She shall not be moved. Pastor Margaret Karanja therefore invites all ladies to the gathering of noble women every third Saturday of the month for the prayer fellowship to stand in the gap for families, church, and nation. Join in for the in-person session at 9 a.m. at Mizpah House of Prayer, or watch live on Mizpah TV and on our social media platforms from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Na interest rate ya 1%, you can take out a loan of any amount at Dinari Sacco. Register now as an individual, as a company, or kama mwanabiashara ama chama at only 500 bob. Our products include Dinari Jinue, Dinari Mashinani, Dinari Pamoja, and Dinari Levitical. To learn more about these products, call us on 0746 365 690. Dinari Sacco. Save regularly, borrow wisely, and pay promptly.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Naitwa Godwill Babeti, na kupata wimbo wangu neno lako kama sikiza tune yako. Enda kwa simu yako, bonyeza neno sikiza, alafu acha nafasi. Alafu bonyeza tena 5707808 na utume kwa 811. Utaupata kwa shilingi moja tu. Mungu akubariki na Mungu akulinde. Kama vile jana.
Well, maybe it's fate.
Jesus Christ will return.
I can't believe this has happened.
The mark is now mandatory.
I'm not going to take the mark, and neither are you.
No, of course not.
Anybody who won't bow down and worship the image of the beast?
Where's your daughter?
Where's she at?
I empower you to no end. Find their leaders and destroy them.
What is it you're planning to do?
Whatever we have to survive.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning. Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
A very, very good afternoon to you from wherever you are tuning in from. Welcome to Kenyans Decide 2022 right here at Mizpah TV, at Mizpah House of Prayer as well. It's an honor and privilege to have you on board. Thank you for choosing us as we continue to wait on the final results of the presidential candidates. We are also here to bring you conversations that are going to help you build yourself as you wait, as you anticipate. What should you be doing? We've been having this conversation since Tuesday, and we've had men of God who've come, spoken to us, also political analysts who've come and given us the way forward. We've had our father in faith, Apostle Jessica Ranja, also has given us his insight on it, and we continue with more. As we await, we are saying, Kenyans, we need peace. Kenyans, we need to be patient, because the IEBC is doing its very best to ensure that everything is working out well and there is order. And so today on Kenyans Decide, we want to talk on matters anxiety. You know, right now there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of anxiety. People are anxious to know, is the one I voted for going to be the next president? Is the one whom I did not vote for going to be the next president? Those are the questions that people are having in their minds, and it is good to get to understand those feelings. Are they legit? Should you be having them? And if you're not supposed to be having them, how do you handle that? So we brought in a counselor and also a psychologist who is going to be helping us through today as we wait. We do not yet know the exact date, but I'm sure it is soonest. And so let's get into the interview. Remember, you can send in your questions, you can send in your comments on 0799200100, and also you can get to us via Facebook, that is Mizpah TV Kenya. And I have a fan here called Wanjohi Marcy. Marcy, wherever you are, thank you so much. Anasema always tuned up from Nyeri, hashtag my favorite TV station. Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you so much, Wanjohi Marcy. Keep it Mizpah TV, because this is where we keep the fire of the altar burning at all times. My name is Emily Wanja. Let's get into it. A very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you.
Uko vipi?
Niko sawa, nashukuru Mungu. Ni furaha kuwa mahali hapa tena.
Kabisa.
I don't take it for granted at all.
Kabisa, kabisa.
Yes.
Thank you for honoring our call, and thank you because you'll be speaking to our people, and I know they're going to learn a lot. So Leo, because we want every person askie, that is on your ball, sana sana Swahili, Mimi. We are still being friends in Swahili, but yeah, we'll be handling it in a part way, in one way or another, Swahili mostly. And so leo tunataka tuzungumze kuhusu anxiety. Na jambo hili limeaffect watu wengi sana. Watu, kila mtu ako anxious, kila mtu. TV saizi najua kaa kulikuwa na kuangalia how much people are using their TV, the number of times people are getting kwa TV zao, utapata it has increased actually. And so tunataka tusaidie wa Kenya, na pia sisi wenyewe tujisaidie, kwa sababu we are not an exemption. Pia sisi tuko who's gonna be the next president. And so take us through that. First of all, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are and also what you do.
Okay. Thank you so much, Emery.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here again. I am Tabitha Wanjiku Muturi. I am married to Mr. Muturi, the man I love so much.
We are sorry.
We live in Kiamunyi. I am a mother of 3 boys.
Aww.
And I know they are watching me.
Oh, wasalimike.
Niko na Joseph, my firstborn. I have Melvin, my second born. I have Samnik. We have sweet names.
Hey,
and I know they are all watching me. Umoja. Talk to me nicely. Na ninashukuru Mungu kwa sababu ya wakati huu.
Yes.
Huyu Mungu amekuwa mwema na mwaminifu. Zaidi ya yote, I'm born again.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ is Lord.
Amen.
This time I don't take it for granted. And I thank you so much, Emily, even for inviting me here.
Yes.
I don't take it for granted.
Awesome.
I also thank my viewers.
Yeah.
I've communicated to a few, and I know they are following us.
Yes.
And I know they'll be part of being blessed by this topic. Yes. Today we are handling on this topic of anxiety. And I have given it a title, Anxiety During Erection Period. because this is a period that is full of anxiety. Maybe as we were talking, I also told you I'm also a victim. As much as I'm empowered, I am also part of the people who are going through anxiety. Na anxiety ni nini kwa Kiswahili? Anxiety ni ile hali ya wasiwasi. Unakuta hawezi kutulia, unakuta mwili wako haufunction kawaida.
Kama ni heartbeat in a bit more.
Heartbeat in a bit more. Unakuta kuna hata mtu akuri.
Kuna watu wamefika hapo?
Yes.
Acha.
And it is a mental condition.
Ni mental condition.
It is a mental condition because something that can even affect your heart. It has already changed your emotion. If not manned very well, it can even lead to maybe a fight. Unakuta watu wanapigana kwa sababu ya argument. Maybe already there are people who wameanza kuona this might happen, this might not happen. And because we have that thing, you know, there is something that is called defense mechanism. Kuna already kitu mtu ana sense. It might not. So you find that there is a reaction that comes up with anxiety. And what is this anxiety? Anxiety, it is a feeling of tension. You feel there's a lot of tension. Ndani yako unasikia wasiwasi. Why? Like maybe if we have been following what has been happening in our TVs. Already we had some people who are celebrating victory when it is not even announced.
Legally announced.
So that is tension. Unakuta tu unafanya vitu abnormal. There is also worry. Unapata fikira ya wasiwasi ya uoga. And it is mass worry. Si worry ndogo, ni worry ingine iko juu sana. Ndani yako unasikia I am so worried. Fear of loss, fear of shame. Kuna watu walikuwa wamewekania maybe huyu akiwin you'd give me 5k ama hivi. So that person is already in fear of betting. Kuna wengine hawawezi stand the shame because already when I know my maybe whoever I had chosen ndio na win, mimi nitakuta na wako ana lose, the next thing ni kukuamkia asubuhi kama breakfast. Nilikwambia aje. Sasa hizo vitu zina happen. Also there is also something, so this is all about the definition of it is anxiety. Just it's emotionally you are affected. You get the feeling of tension, you get a lot of thoughts zinashinda zikikuja na zikienda. There is also physical change like increase of blood pressure. Tutakuwa na casualties. We are going to have casualties, and it is a serious condition because some even can be admitted. There are people who are not eating because you find that people have lost appetite. And that is why sometimes you say one of the things that maybe somebody should do to minimize the feeling of anxiety is to try to hurry the results or a feedback. As much as you continue delaying, you increase the anxiety levels. The anxiety levels. Na unakuta sasa watu wana break, wanaanza kufanya vitu abnormal that they're not supposed to be doing. So we are going to have people who also are going to lack sleep. Insomnia. They are not sleeping. And this one is very obvious. Maybe even me, I have experienced some people in my house waking up at 3, wanaenda wanakaa kwa TV.
Okay, mimi nimekuwa nikiamka kawaida, glory to God, kwa sababu si rahisi kukosa usingizi. So kama unajua umekuwa ukipata usingizi, unakula vizuri, kila kitu yako bado haijakuwa affected, thank God, don't take it for granted.
Very true.
Yeah.
So we have something that is called anxiety reaction. This is stress of everyday living becomes too much for an individual. Stress of everyday living inakuwa too much for an individual. And the reason is when a person cannot solve his internal and external conflicts. So sasa hizi kuna conflicts, kuna
ndani na nje. Okay.
So unakuta kuna anxiety reaction zinasumbua mtu kabisa. You know, these anxieties, they affect even your behavior.
Okay.
Wakati sasa hizi umeshindwa kujimanage. Ndani unasikia sasa, unasikia karoho sasa zingine kana dunda hivi.
Unadunda. Kwanza ukisikia results uko
na maybe in your surrounding ulikuwa unashare your favorite. Sasa saizi hata saa zingine unahepa. You find hata watu wengine wajeweza kufungua makazi. like hasa nikuja nimeona town is all, watu wametoka, hakuna watu town, hata means of transport unaona it's very slow because there are no people. Yeah, because some things are not functioning normally. So there is anxiety reaction. Now unaona like anxiety, it is more of maybe more of fear. Because we have something that is called neurosis. Hiyo kiuoga kingine. Na there is something that is called a defense mechanism. So this is exaggerated more than defense mechanism. Like when you have a loss, you know, by the way, at the end of the day, in Kenya, we are going to have people who are going to win and those who are going to suffer loss. And a loss is just like any other. Ukipoteza mtu, you feel like ukipoteza hata your pass ama simu, you go through the process of defense mechanism, and one of it is denial. Lakini sasa for anxiety, it is more than that. It is more than that. Ndio unapata hata mtu anaweza gonga mtu na amue na aone kama hakuna kitu amefanya, because now people are not functioning normally.
So behavior zao zimekuwa affected.
Even the behavior has been affected.
Unaweza pata mtu amepandisha hasira, agonge mtu, like we are hearing of cases like that. Unapata mtu amegonga mtu, alafu baadaye ndio anasema sikuwa hata kufanya hivyo. Ni hasira or something
So
else.
most of these things they are doing them unconsciously. Unconsciously, ajui. Ni kama denial. When a person dies and you refuse to accept, you know, if you don't accept, you live in that condition, and that is a condition in the mind. Na unapata mtu mwingine akisema nikienda kurara huyu mtu anakuja na na feel it is okay, which is it is not okay, because that is what is in your mind. You have refused to accept it and let it go. So even in this election period, what we are urging people to do, it is to accept the outcome and let it go. And even the winners, they should embrace the losers, knowing that those who are most affected are
those who won't win.
Those who won't win.
Where?
So this is the high time we have to bring Kenyans together, because we have to embrace, at the end of the day, when there is a competition, there is a person who has to win and the one who will have to lose. Lakini sasa shida yenye tunakuwa naye ni kama unajua tunaileta kama mzaha. Unaambia mtu si ulikuwa nasema and ulikuwa unajifanya ukituambia, not knowing that this person is going through denial.
Kila kitu.
There is even depression. Hizo vitu zote zimeingia. Unakuta mtu hataki hata kuongea that. Nimekwambia kuna watu hawa switch on TV saa hizi. Kuna watu hawaingii kwa social media. On the other side, there are those people who are not doing anything because of anxiety. Wanashinda kwa simu, kwa TV. I had one of the presenter in a radio station akisema hata yeye sasa amezima simu yake because people are calling them so much, wakiwauliza maswali. Na sasa
iko vipi?
Na at the end of the day, they don't know what to tell them. So the best thing we can do about anxiety is giving a solution as soon as possible. So the much you rate, the much it brings negative effect, especially on those who are losing. Yes.
Where? And what are some of these signs? Mtu atajua, you may mention some of them, but more of the signs that can really, mtu anaweza jua niko na anxiety, mali nimefikia, hii inaweza hata fanya kitu yenye is unbelievable.
There's one thing that we need to know about anxiety. Unajua ujuangi ikiingia. So it's not like una sneeze, unajua this is homa. You know,
ama joto kupanda, unajua maybe there's a sign of thing. You just find yourself already you are into that anxiety. When things are not functioning. Aina alarm. So unasikia ni venye external and internal. Kwa hivyo uko affected nje na ndani. Your organs inside. What? They are also affected?
They are also affected.
What?
So some of these things unajua kwanza wengine hawana personality kutoka childhood. Asa ina affect sana kama wewe ulikuwa na a weak personality ukiwa bado kama mtu kadogo una experience a lot of anxiety. Wale watoto walikuwa na low self esteem, they don't believe in themselves, hawajui kungangana. So anxiety especially starts from early childhood. Na sana sana inatoka kwa familia. Pengine huyu mtoto alikuwa anapigiwa makelele na baba. So kwa hivyo yeye hayuko composed. Lakini wale wako composed wanajua kuiruka sana. Ni ile tu unaanza kusema mimi hata nimeingia pande nyingine. Mimi hata sikuwa serious.
Wow, kuna kitu very important una mention hapa. Childhood ya mtu ama background ya mtu ndio itadetermine how far this anxiety it exaggerate to.
Yes.
Because kama huyu mtu hana good ama hana self esteem, hana confidence in themselves, ndio itamwattack na imwangushe haraka kuliko mtu mwenyewe ni kichwa ngumu. Tuseme let's use that word. Mtu mwenye amezoea hardcore, amezoea kuambiwa no, amezoea kuambiwa haitawezekana au umeanguka enda chini. So by the way, this is important to all the parents. Building the self esteem of their child.
Yes.
Kuensure mtoto wako at least anaweza handle anything. Wow, that's
anaweza
nice.
handle any anxiety. Kuna situation ikikuja anaweza kuimanage. So unapata hii inaanzia kuanzia hapo early childhood. Na early childhood unajua growth start from conception. Sasa hata na hizi hali nyingi za anxiety zinaingia paka kwa mtu akiwa bado kwa womb. Mama wasiwasi, mama yani unakuta huyo mtoto anachukua your feelings akiwa bado kwa womb. Alafu from year 1 to year 3 it is a very sensitive period of development. Huyo mtoto ukikosa kumpsych akiwa from day 1 to 3 years, wengi wao ukikosa develop personality because it manifests in adulthood. Unaona sasa hawa wakiingia teenager, hapo ndo unaanza kuwa na confidence ya mtoto. Na kama hakupatiyo hapa, mlikuwa mnamharas ama nyinyi wenyewe mnapigana kwa familia, so the levels of anxiety za huyu mtoto zinakuwa very high. Kwa sababu ameelewa na uoga, wasiwasi, hata na yeye ajiamini. Because when you're not happy, Emily, you can never tell me that you make your child happy.
Yeah, true.
Mtoto anakuja karibu na wewe, niondokee. Mkiingia kwa nyumba hivi mnaanza kupigania kelele. And this child, that is the very sensitive area of development, anakuwa 1 to 3.
Okay.
So ndio unakuta sasa akianza kukua teenager na hapa adulthood, ina manifest in a higher way. Now these are the people, because the end result of anxiety is suicidal if it is not handled well. Ni hao wale watu nakutanga ujoi Stefan wa mpira amejua
okay, sorry, personally mimi si fan wa football, but nilikuwa nataka kusema na ni mpira, nikakumbuka kuna wale wanapenda ball, so sitaki kuwa nini offensive to anyone. Football is good, sawa. So unapata huyo mtu someone is very far from you, ako another country, hakujui, then to a point of killing yourself.
Yes.
So that is brought from comes from anxiety pia.
From anxiety and early childhood development. The early childhood development.
What?
Pia kuna anxiety pia inaweza letwa na kitu kama experiences. Maybe you know Kenya, we have come from far, and there is a time we had very bad experiences, especially during election period. So there are those people who went through very bad experiences.
But they have seen a meme like that. Watoto wa 90s, hao ndio saizi wanajua kinamaanishwa tukisema mambo ya violence. Because hao walikuwa wachanga, au wanabebwa, tokeni, endeni, hameni, and all of that. So it can also affect.
Because all these things, they affect the brain. And you know, brain iko na memory mingi sana, huwa ina store a lot of these things. Inaingia into unconscious. Unconscious, when there is a trigger, it comes to conscious. So already election triggers those things, the things that happened. And when it triggers, they come into conscious. Unaanza kukumbuka, I was abused.
Where?
Maybe we lost a lot of things. Hizo vitu zinakuwa triggered. And when they are triggered, the next thing is ni wasiwasi. When wasiwasi ni nini? Anxiety. You find that people are so anxious. People are not working.
True.
Hata ukiingia kufanya kazi hivi, kuna wengine hawatoki kwa nyumba. because of that. You know, it was in their unconscious.
Kuna wenye walifanya shopping za nini before election.
Yes.
So imekuwa triggered, imeenda kwa conscious.
Imekuja kwa conscious. Sasa no, it was in the unconscious. Unconscious iko hapa nyuma. Sasa imekuja kwa conscious. Sasa it is like they are waiting for anything. Kuna mtu awezi travel, anasema tuacha nikae hapa paka. Hata najua pia wazazi wanawanda, are we going to release our children on 15th on Monday? Because already they are anxious. Are they going to be secure wherever they are going? That is a school. You know, all these things are going around people's mind. So most of people in Kenya are not normal. We are not thinking right.
Okay, ukisema hivyo ni kama unatuambia sisi tu yuko normal. But the truth be told,
you know, when you are not functioning well, even when you're sick, are you normal? You know, it's only that the word sometimes in a kanzito sana, it's heavy. But when you are not, your brain is not functioning well, it shows that. And when you are in anxiety, ujiona mtu akona wasiwasi paka unaona paka watu wanacheka wanauliza, oh, what is wrong with this person? Ako tuna wasiwasi. Hata kama ni kwenda kupika anaacha kitunguu anakuja kwa TV. Hata kama ni kitu kingine alikuwa anafanya anaacha anakuja kuangalia, how are things happening? So there are signs and symptoms of anxiety.
And even before we get to that, allow us to just take a very, very short break. But when we come back, we'll be coming back with some of the signs and symptoms and what do you do when you find yourself. So ukapo kati, wewe ni anxious. Ile exaggeratedly anxious. I'll also be reading to you a letter from the children community. Waliandika letter to the IEBC. So please stay tuned.
Church has never been this close. A presence that cannot be taken away, a hope that cannot be shattered. Right there at your home, your workplace, wherever you are. So join us this weekend for an amazing encounter in the presence of God. Welcome to our prophetic night vigil this Friday and experience a night full of the mighty move of God. You can catch us live on Mizpah TV or on our social media platforms. Better a single day in the house of the Lord than 1,000 elsewhere. Only on Mizpah TV. Pray without ceasing. Meditate in tranquility. Rest in a presence-filled prayer mountain. At Mizpah House of Prayer, we provide accommodation facilities which include dormitories, modern cottages, executive chambers, all at affordable fees. For bookings and prior arrangements, call us on 0727 766 553. Mizpah House of Prayer, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
We are back. Welcome back mpenzi mtazamaji wa kipindi hiki cha Nuru ya Asubuhi. So as promised, there's a letter here that was written to the IEBC, to watoto kuna wali wamefika wakaona sasa lazima leta ifanye kazi. So from the Children's Association desk, Dear IEBC, Azimio, UDA, Independent, hurry up your staff. Our parents are drinking are drinking a lot of tea while following your updates. Wanakatalia TV remote sana sana wakiona hizo updates. Hatuoni cartoon tena na shule Magoha ashasema tunafungua Monday. Tunachoka kuosha vyombo kila mara na kutuma chemsha chai. So thanks, regards from the children. So imefika mahali the parents wako kila wakati, there are a lot of memes all over. Hata baba amekaa tu amesimama ni saa 8 usiku ako ebu shade channel tuone TV fulani, you know, like parents are so anxious hadi wanafanya watoto wenyewe wakue anxious as well. And so we continue with this is Kenyans Decide 2022 and we are tackling on anxiety. So tell us, pia wewe unaweza tuambia anxiety rate yako imefika wapi? Uko tumetoka kuambiwa sahi Kenyans in one way or another stake somewhere jina but tuko normal in one way or another. So tell us on 0799200100 and 100. Also you can get to us via Facebook, Mizpah TV Kenya, and also we are live on YouTube, Mizpah TV Kenya. So let's continue with our discussion of today. Karibu tena Tabitha.
Yes, thank you so much, Emily.
Yeah.
We are still going on with our topic,
yeah,
anxiety during election period. And now we were at signs and symptoms of anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
One of the major sign is recurring thoughts. Unajaribu kusema mimi sitaki kufikiria juu ya hii kitu, lakini unakuta bado inarudi. Ama maybe the concern about it. You know, ni vile unajaribu brush off, lakini bado ukikaa kidogo hivi unasikia imerudi. So the recurring thoughts yote zinashinda zikikusumbua.
Na wacha nifungulie TV, wacha nifanye hivi na hivi. Sasa hizi updates zimefika wapi? Wamefika 6 million. Wamefika 7 million. Always recurring on the thoughts.
Yeah, they keep on recurring.
Okay.
Unataka tu unajaribu kuavoid, lakini unajikuta tu uko pale. Unasema sitaangalia kwa simu, kidogo uko Facebook, uko YouTube, uko IEBC,
na una search.
So those are some of the signs.
Yes.
And then avoidance of maybe certain situation or places, or maybe concern, like you try to avoid your TV. Kuna wenye wamesema kabisa mimi sitafungulia TV mpaka siku ile nitasikia na jirani ni nani amewin. So you avoid maybe something
kama hao. Mimi nao ni kama tuko.
Sasa unaona wameavoid TV, wameavoid kusikiza radio, wameavoid discussion. Hawataki maybe any discussion about that.
Yes.
Those are also signs of someone who is going through anxiety. Yeah. We also have physical symptoms. Watu wameaffectiwa kimwili, yani ile inaonekana. Unaona mtu ana sweat. Unafikia mtu ana sweat na sasa kuna baridi hivi na anatoa sweat. Wengine wanatetemeka, unaona mtu ana tremble hivi, wasiwasi, na unafikia ni mchezo. So it's something that we also ought to take it a bit seriously. Kuna dizziness, unaona tu mtu hata ana raha, ameboeka tu. Kuna rapid heartbeat. Hiyo kitu hata ni watu wengi ime-affect.
Unasikia tu za roho yako usikie.
Roho tu inadunda tu saa yote, inadunda. So those are physical symptoms. Kuna also feeling of restless. Ukikaa hapa unaamuka, najua hata utaki ukaa peke yako, unataka kusikwenda, unasikia watu wanasema nini. You become so restless. Ama unakuwa wooded up, unasikia uko na kidonda ndani yako. Kuna watu already wamedevelop vidonda ndani yao. Wengine wanafikia wamefikishwa mwisho. Yani hii jambo imekugonga, imekufikisha kwa kona. You even wonder whether utaweza kuregain, whether utarudi maisha yako ya kawaida. Wengine wanachoka, fatigue.
Hata kuchoka.
Unaamka asubuhi unaanza kujistretch, you're already tired. Fatigue. Yani a fatigue without doing anything. Hakuna kulima umelima, lakini already umechoka. Alafu having difficulty in concentration. Yani unajaribu concentrate kama ni wewe pengine unachukua Biblia unasoma, unakuta ulitoka kwa Biblia zamani.
By hizi watu, hebu tuambieni, how is your reading so far God's word? Unaelewa kitu ama ukisoma unakumbuka nani mwenye nilikuwa nataka akuwe president so ako 6 na hiyo mwingine nasikia ako 7
So alafu kuna ile kukasirika haraka. Sasa hizo watu wakuwe very careful. Makasiriko iko juu. People have to be very careful. Makasiriko iko juu. Mtu tu anakasirika. Unaweza kukuta tu mtu na unaona akonomo mwambie kitu akugonge. Alafu arudi kuuliza kwa nini. Yani people are getting irritated very 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 fast. Alafu kuna wengine already wameanza kuumwa na vichwa. Kuna wengine wanaendesha. Kuna wengine wako na stomach ache. Kuna wengine wako na muscle pains, aches. They are aching them. Yani kuna unexplainable pain, ni ile ugonjwa hapa na pale. Unakuta mtu are you sick? Head. Yani ni hapa na pale.
Ugonjwa daktari kila kona ya mwili.
Hata daktari hawezi kukupatia dawa because it is like
well, it is serious.
Yes.
What?
And also there is also difficulty in controlling worry. Wasi uoga. Yani kuna tu wengine imeingilia watu wengine. By the way, just use your eyes, observation, and see how people are behaving. Wengine tu wako na uoga wamejishikilia tu hivi, and you can imagine because you have said it affects you externally and internally. So if you start seeing it outside, imagine what is happening inside. Roho inadunda, tumbo inamuuma, joint inamuuma. So you see this? And then the worst part of it is sleepless problem. Sleepless nights. Sleeping problem. People are not sleeping. Watu wameshindwa kulala. You know, difficult in sleeping, in falling asleep. Unajaribu kwenda kwa kitanda, unakuta tu hoi ni kula tu zinahesabu. Watu wameshindwa paka nini? Even staying asleep. Unakuta tu mtu kwa kitanda lakini jicho iko
wazi, mafunguka.
Iko on. So hii kitu pia inaenda paka inakuwa medical. You can also start having people having medical issues like watu wameanza kupata heart diseases. Unajua baada ya pressure kwenda juu, what else do you expect? High blood pressure, unakuta sukari imepanda, unakuta wengine wanashikwa na tonsils, thyroids complications, kwa sababu the immunity already is going down. Remember, people are not eating, people are not sleeping, and all these things are very very necessary for a human being. Unakuta hata wengine wanashindwa hata kupumua vizuri, kumekuwa na disorder ya kupumua. It can become that chronic. You find that you are not even able to breathe well. Wengine hata wamekataa kutumia zile vitu wanastahili kutumia kama kila siku. Kuna watu wanastahili kunywa dawa. Kuna wenye wamekataa kunywa hizo dawa. Kuna withdraw, unakuta tu mtu anajifungia kwa nyumba peke yake, hatoki kwa nyumba. Kuna hata mwingine anasema hii pombe nitakunywa wakati kura itatoka. They have withdrawn even from their usual life. Wamejifungia. Kuna wengine wamekuwa tu na mashida nyingi kabisa. Wengine hata nimention maneno ya kunywa dawa. Kuna watu wana survive na madawa. Kuna wenye wamekataa. After those chronic pains, you know, after the pains zikikosa kukua handled, unakuta zimekuwa chronic. Paka pengine hata uwezi amuka, mgongo, tumbo ndio hiyo. Na tumbo ikianza, unajua kuna mtu anashikwa na anxiety, the next thing ni kuendesha. So they become chronic. Unakuta hata vitu vingine tunaanza kukua kwa mwili. So it is a serious thing that can also bring medical issues.
And complications
and complication.
What?
So it is anxiety is something that when something is happening, people should be given results if possible as soon as possible. Don't allow anxiety to mount. Yani
it grow na
widen grow. Kuna watu wenye hawana hizo muscles za kuweza kuhandle or to manage anxiety.
Na sasa kwa sababu tukiongea tu kweli hizo results they are not yet up to now. So what do we do as Kenyans? How do we handle this anxiety?
Such talks are very important. I thank you even for having this consideration. You know, there is somebody, all these things are happening in the body, lakini ajui ni nini.
Ajui ni shida ni gani. Anasikia amekuwa mgonjwa all of a sudden.
Sasa huyu mtu kutokana na mafunzo kama haya ama ushauri kama huu, unapata huyu mtu anaanza kusema so you mean, alafu tutaona jinsi how we can handle anxiety. At the end of it all, tutaona how we can manage anxiety. It should be managed.
It should be
managed. As you know, some of these things we should not. There is one of the, I don't know whether he was an MP who alisema tusikawekage vitu za siasa kwa
roho, tuweke kwa lungs.
Sasa this is the high time tutaziweka
kwa lungs.
Wenye wameweka kwa roho, diabetes, high blood pressure, ndio hizo zinachungulia hivi. At the end of the day, Emily, utakuja kuona we are going to have cases already. Maybe tumekuwa na casualties because there are those who cannot. I even can find somebody fainting.
What?
They, you know, in affect paka hali ya kupumua, your breathing system.
Well, these things are serious actually. It is serious, but the good thing is there is a solution to all of this. And please take us through those solutions, because najua watu wako Emily, hizo zote amesema niko nazo, sasa nitafanya nini? Please msaidie.
Kuna pia some risk factors, lakini hizi risk factors zenye tuma mtu akuwe na mambo kama haya. Kwanza tulisema something like trauma. You know, out of an experience that you have gone through, the trauma. You remember what we had? Was it 2017?
2007.
2007 and 2017 year election.
2007 sana. The fight and the chaos.
Ndio hiyo. So some of these people, they endured a lot of trauma. Some of them were abused. Some of them they were harmed. Kuna watu vitu zao zilichomeka. So the risk factors. Kuna killings, you know, like I remember tulikuwa tunapata bodies zime all over. So those are the traumas that people have endured. So some of these things ndio zinafanya anxiety ifanya nini ipande. Alafu kuna stress due to illness. Unakuta maybe out of that kuna watu walipata serious conditions siku hiyo. So even now they're still sick. Bado ni wagonjwa.
Ni kama opening up new wounds.
Already sasa umezifungua. Kuna watu walipata kuwa viwete. Maybe one of your leg, one of the organ was removed. So what do you expect from this person? A lot of anxiety. Alafu tena kuna hii nini stress unapata build up. Inaendelea ku build up because of the situation that maybe this situation that happened zinaleta excessive stress. Mtu ako na uoga yenye ni abnormal. Alirelocate, alipoteza property, all those things. Alipoteza paka neighborhood, akakosa trust. So those are the risk factors. Hata wewe sasa pengine kama ni mtu mlikuwa naye anaona this neighbor whatever alinifanyia
last time,
na ndio unapata watu wanahama. Unapata around this election period you see people wanahama na vitu zao, wanaenda wakiendana,
wanarudi home. Safe.
There is also personality. I talked about childhood. So there is a personality type. So in psychology we have personality type. If you have maybe a personality type that is a bit weak, tuko na kama dependent, wale watu hawezi kudepend on themselves. Dependent personality type is a disorder that if it is me, lazima ni depend na Emily in anything that I do. Like now, the person that I depend on, simutrust. So that's also a risk factor, a personality type. We have a number of personality. Tuko na borderline, tuko na watu wengine tu wanakuwa na mawasiwasi, mtu mwenye hawezi kujiamini. All those personality types also can be a risk factor.
Wow, okay.
Tuko na maybe other mental health disorders like depression. This person is already depressed, cannot think right. We have entered into election period. Ni ule mtu tu ako na mashida zake, hawezi kujicontrol, hawezi kujimanage. So depression is another factor. And depression is more than stress.
It's more
than stress. And most of the time, to reverse a person who is going through depression is very difficult. Stress is manageable. Mara kwa mara, depression, mtu akishaingia katika hali ya depression, kumreverse inakuwa ngumu sana. These are the people who have given up. They've lost hope. And some of these people, most of them are on drugs. Lazima amanage maisha yake kwa dawa. Ni mtu mwenye unaona tu anakuwa tu na mawasiwasi. Always anxious. Ako tu na wasiwasi, hawezi manage feelings zake, hawezi manage thoughts zake. So you see some of this mental health disorder. You start finding that people are becoming, utaona after this period, watu wengine utaona tu watu wengi watakuwa na so many disorders. Mtu tu anaenda akiongea maneno ya uchaguzi ama venye kulifanyika kwa barabara peke yake. So that person is already depressed. By the way, there is something I have observed. Most of these people wenye walikuwa wanataka hizi viti, wenye walishindwa, do you know some of them sold their properties? So apart from maybe the followers, kuna mmoja niliona kwa social media, alikuwa analia machozi hivi. Alikuwa ameshika 50 bob to ine. Ati hii tu ndio mmenibakishia. Na mlikuwa mnaniita mheshimiwa. Sasa nimeshindwa. Niliacha kazi yangu. Nikauza kila kitu na mkunichagua. Musikarudi kuniita mheshimiwa. Where is this person? Is this person not depressed?
What?
It is in the social media.
Yeah, I'm also hearing of people saying I used over 50 million on people and now naenda nyumbani.
Ndio hiyo.
Wengine ni loans walichukua. Wakiwa na hopes. At the end of the day, ni mimi nitarudi, so I will be able to
na ajui atalipa hiyo loan aje. Hana job.
Chibo.
You know, kwa sababu kama uko umeandikwa na serikali, you have to resign.
Yes.
Before uingie kwa siasa, lazima uresign. Haya, ukaresign, ukalipo tu pesa twako, ukatoka NATO, umekuja umepiga campaign NATO tuote. Kanyumba kako kakao convince if it is your wife or your husband tuuze ikanyumba. And let me tell you, it is my prayer that the system in Kenya has to change. Because I don't think we go there with the objective of the office. Watu wengi wanaingia pale wa make utajiri na ndio wanatumia all what they have because they are sure when they get that position
lives will change.
They will be able to recover of what they use. And that is why we have maybe most of the offices failing to accomplish the purposes of that office. Because if I'm given that chance, and Emily, I sold my house.
Having convinced the wife or
yes,
the husband.
The husband, we sell the house.
Tunatoka hapa tuende milimani.
So what will be the first thing when I enter that office? First of all, to get a
house for myself and my family.
So what of those who lost?
Depression.
So we are also going to have people who will suffer from depression and also anxiety disorder. Unakuta tu mtu anajifungia kwa nyumba, yani ameshikwa na anxiety disorder.
Also the shame.
The shame
that these people, nilikuwa natembea nikitangaza mimi ndio muhesh saizi.
Huyu alisema asikarudi kuitwa mheshimiwa. Musikarudi kuniita mheshimiwa. Kumbe mliniita mheshimiwa kunidanganya. So I believe that maybe in future the system is going to change, and when we are vying for this position, it will be genuine.
Yeah,
you will not have to harm yourself. Losing almost
or
everything. Overdoing it. Na hapa ndio tutapata pia watu watashikwa na magonjwa. So we are going to have cases of high blood pressure.
Increasing.
Because of anxiety.
Yeah.
You cannot even manage your family. Divorce. Yeah. Kama huyo mama mwenye alisema, sasa huyu mzee aliuza nyumba, akauza kagari. Tutaanzia wapi? What is the next thing as a woman? As simple as that.
To those, it will not be actual, but to those who were probably they feel it's not going to work for them. Not everyone will leave. We are not encouraging that they're going to leave, but we're just saying for the person mwenye atafeel
as much as they are not going to leave, is that family going to function?
No, kutakuwa na shida in one
dysfunctioning families. Hata ukikaa hapo ipale unanyamaza na sijui inaitwaje ile njino sijui zinaitwaje kwa Kiswahili. Utakuwa tu kichongoa huyu mtu Sinua ulishika gari ukauza. Sinua ulishika rent, tunakuja kuitishwa rent. Na uko umezoea kulipa nini?
Mheshimiwa toa rent.
Mheshimiwa toa rent. We also going to have people who are going to enter into drugs and substance. Baada ya hii kuna wenye watashindwa kumanage, wataingia kwa drugs and substance.
But we're here to help and we denounce that in Jesus' name.
So we are going to have misuse of drugs. We are going to have withdrawals. Like I have a case of someone mwenye atokea siku hizi na alianguka huko kwa pre-what before uingie meja.
Ile kwanza una
ya kuchujwa. Mchujo huyo. Huo mchujo aliangukia hapo.
Anakuwa affected from then.
Atakagi watu because Emily, when I want you to become mheshimiwa and I know you have something, I become na nakwambia ground iko sawa na wewe Emily.
Kila mtu ni wewe, anasema wewe tu.
Ni wewe tu. Ground inasema ni wewe tu. So what if it doesn't go right with you? The first person utakasirikia ni nani? Itabidha. So we already have cases that are going on. We have already people who have withdrawn. We have even worse anxiety. Hiyo sasa yenye inataka medication. I don't know whether we can handle the complications.
We could. It's important. Bana.
Tume already mentioned something about depression. Tuko na suicidal thoughts. Already kuna watu. You know, this is now. We are giving counseling. We are counseling people. We are giving them help. If you start having suicidal thought, uskafikiri wewe umekuwa abnormal manini. There are things, there are the complication for us, anxiety. Yeah. So there is also suicidal thought, which kwa mtu yote mwenye ako na anxiety, mwenye ako na depression, end result sana ni suicide. Ni vitu yenye Emily utaki, lakini zinaanza kujileta. Sometimes I see as though it is the work of the enemy. Anaanza kwa sababu you can't think right. Sasa anaanza kukuonyesha solution venye unaweza suluhisha hii shida ni kujiondoa. So that suicidal
utoke tu hii dunia umalize.
Na zinakuja saa yote. Ukikaa tu hivi inakuja. If you don't share with someone, and that is why when you hear somebody tells you that I want to commit suicide, the first thing, assure this person na ukue karibu na yeye na uongee na yeye sana na umwambie the first thing you should do before you commit suicide, call me. When they call you, you know you will always delay the what, and then you try to look for help for this person. So in any case, maybe you hear somebody is saying that they want to commit suicide, try to get help for them as soon as possible, because if you delay, and that is why we are saying, if this anxiety can be reduced, it will reduce a lot of harm. We also have worrying thoughts. Watu wamekuwa na uoga. There is also influence behavior. Unaanza kuna wanaanza wenye wanakunywa mapombe wanaweza influence wenye
bado hawajawahi
kukunywa. Anataka kukunywa kwa sababu maybe kuchongolewa, kuingiliwa, kuchekelewa.
Na jamaa toa stress.
Twende kwa stress. Unakuta huyu mtu already there is influence behavior. Yeah. Alafu there is also constant assurance of behavior. Ama unaona tu mtu anataka reassurance. Sasa kama mimi hivi napata na low self esteem. Nikitoka kwa nyumba hivi, I have to look for Emily. Emily, how do I look like? Am I okay?
Have I dressed well?
Have I dressed well? Am I walking well? Am I talking well? Am I doing any constant assurance. Unajaribu kuuliza watu.
Yes.
Kuna pia substance misuse. Watu wanaanza kutumia madawa. All these things are, it's good to let the society know, because people are going to see changes happen, na mtaanza kushindwa kwani hii mambo imetoka wapi? Watu hawalali, unakuta mzee wako amekaa kwa kiti saa 7 ya usiku. Sina uzingizi.
What?
Sina uzingizi. So we will have people who will be having trouble in sleeping. Wengine wanaanza kupata chakula ukikula inakata kuwa digested vizuri. So we are going to have people with stomach problems. Kutakuwa na kesi za watu kuumwa na kichwa. Kichwa tu inakuuma na ujui ni nini. Hizo chronic pains, joint, unakuta mtu anajistretch saa yote. Social isolation, utaki story. Hapana. Mtu anakuja kuambia na sasa social isolation, you isolate yourself, which is also dangerous because it can bring the suicidal thoughts. Kama ni wanafunzi utakuta wame drop down. Watu wata perform venye walikuwa. Unajua kuna wanafunzi wanapenda siasa kama wazazi. Some of these things we inherit. So kuna katoto pale hakuna kitu kingine kalikuwa kanafanya siasa, lakini choice ya babake amepoteza. So utaona performance ya mtoto tena wapi? Kuna watu hawataweza kufanya kazi. There are those people who will not be able to work from now unless wasaidiwe. Waambie let it go. Because there are those wenye wataweka kwa roho, wataweka kwa lungs. Hapo utakuta tu hata mtu amejiachilia. Kama alishindwa tamia hata hawataoga, unaona quality of life imerudi chini.
Akina tukiongea tu kweli, huyo mtu anakujua kweli, like unakosa kuoga, unakosa kufanya nini, unakosa kwenda kazi.
Some of these things, Emily, they are unconscious. Hata mimi, do I know, have I ever come across some of them? Hata karibu.
No.
See, have you ever come across one of them?
No.
Hata ukichagua president ama uchague nani, but these things they come unconsciously, bila kujua, ni kama ile kufaint.
Well, okay, we take a break because it's getting hotter here. So we take a break, but we will be right back. This is not Nuru ya Asubuhi. This is Kenyans Decide 2022. See you after the break.
Nguvu yetu
Pray without ceasing. Meditate in tranquility. Rest in a presence-filled prayer mountain. At Mizpah House of Prayer, we provide accommodation facilities which include dormitories, modern cottages, executive chambers, all at affordable fees. For bookings and prior arrangements, call us on 0727 766 553. Mizpah House of Prayer, keeping the fire of the altar burning. A woman who prays has God in her midst. She shall not be moved. Pastor Margaret Karanja therefore invites all ladies to the gathering of noble women every third Saturday of the month for the prayer fellowship to stand in the gap for families, church, and nation. Join in for the in-person session at 9 a.m. at Mizpah House of Prayer, or watch live on Mizpah TV and on our social media platforms from 10 a.m. to 12 noon.
Mizpah TV, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
And we are back. Kenyans Decide 2022. We talk on matters anxiety. Tumeongea kuhusu signs and symptoms za unaweza kuwa una experience. And this has been, we've been told that this is something that is unconscious. You're not conscious that you're going through this anxiety. So unless you hear someone telling you, venye una behave ni kama venye nimesikia Mizpah TV wakisema. Kwa hivyo hebu jiangalie. Hebu so tell anyone, there is still time. We have like 25 minutes more left. So tell someone when you unaona anapitia these issues. Mwambie atune into Mizpah TV. Kama ako kazini anaweza tune in on Facebook ama Mizpah TV Kenya on YouTube, aweze kuona ili akaweza kujua. Because right about now we want to go to the preventions and also the cure for this. What do we do? How do we prevent this? How do we ensure that we are living anxious free? You know, anxiety free, you know, that thing. And so we still have our expert today, and she is Tabitha, and she is here to help us through this. So please don't forget, if you have any question, if there's something you've been going through and you feel like, I'm not sure, sijasikia kama umeguzia hiyo symptom, but ebu tell me, she's here to help you. And also, if you're going through this anxiety, you are an aspiring member of parliament, an MCA, or any position, and things happened and you did not win, and so you are going through the same, please don't feel alone. Mizpah TV is here to pray for you and with you, and also we have Tabitha here who is going to help you. So send in, tell us, you can also leave your number, and I am sure Tabitha, you'll be willing to help that person out.
Yes, oh yes.
So please, if you know there's someone who is undergoing through this, any depression of any kind, any anxiety that is even affecting their health, affecting their behavior, please reach out to Mizpah TV. The number is right there on your screen. I'm sure wataweka. That is 0799 200 100. I repeat, 0799 200 100. The last time, 0799 200 100. Please reach out to us. Don't lock yourself at home. Don't have sleepless nights, and there's a way out. Please reach out to us. And so we continue. Let's continue with the discussion of today. Karibu tena Tabitha.
Thank you so much, Emily.
So, okay, pia mimi nimeanza kuona mali niko affected. Please tell us on the prevent. Camera person, please stick to your lane. Please tell us on how we can prevent ourselves, and also the cure for this.
Oh yes. Emily, as you have mentioned that it is something that happened unconsciously. So it is hard even to predict.
It's hard to predict.
Yeah, it is very hard to predict that maybe you are suffering from anxiousness. Some of us already remember I've told you that it goes hand in hand with defense mechanism. Hata unaweza ona mtu mwambie, ninaonekana kama uko na signs za anxiousness. Nini hizi wasiwasi? Hiyo makasiriko. Akwambia chana na mimi. You see, bado ni
leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
Yes.
So it is sometimes it is something that has hidden itself. Imejificha sana. Imejificha na ile kujijaza. Kama sasa already watu wengi wameingia into defense mechanism.
Yes.
So one of the things that we should do, it is to avoid defense mechanism. Iyo denial.
Avoid akiaje Tabitha?
Kitu ya kwanza avoid denial, kubali matokeo. Whether it favors you or not, accept it.
This is the will of God.
It is the perfect will of God.
And that is what Apostle Jessica Ranja has been insisting on.
Yes.
Be content.
Be content.
Yeah.
Just say that it is the perfect will of God. And now, because now we are trying to get the prevention. Sasa saizi watu wanze tukukubali. Toka kwa makasiriko. Anza kusema hata huyu akikuwa
attached.
Wacha kuwa attached. Tukimalizia hapo tumesema clearly, do we know these people in person?
We don't.
We don't. Hata MP wako pengine atajai karibia kwako. Uko namuonea kwa lori. Na jua sasa kuanzia saa hizi.
Kweli usemwe.
Kweli usemwe. Hata kuwaona itakuwa stress.
Yeah.
Na wewe already umeingia into anxiety. Umejingisha katika bills za kununua madawa za kuminimize anxiety. Roho inapiga paka unasikia kama itatokea kwa mdomo. Ndio hiyo sukari imeenda juu.
Imepanda.
Sasa lazima uende ukapange maraini za hospitali. Utitiwe. So the first thing we should do, let us accept. Start working on the steps. The right steps that can prevent you from more anxiety. Things are going to be maybe worse on you, or they are going to be better on you. Go to resistant. The way they come. Don't enter into defense mechanism. Una deny like unajifanya unajijaza. Let it come from deep inside you. Try to control the inner person. Nikikwambia Emily, I'm okay with whoever will win. Ikue genuine. Nisikakuwe ninakwambia hivyo uniondoke. Kwa sababu kuna wengine wanawaambia wengine ndio wafanya nini? Nini nikwambia tu mimi penye tumefikia na siasa. Wacha tuifike hapo wakushinda na wakushindwa ashindwe. Mimi sitajipatia stress nyingine kupita hapo. And it should be genuine. The other thing is that maybe if you have started have given signs and symptoms, kama umeanza kuona dalili za hizo vitu zenye tumesema, umeanza kushindwa kula, umeanza kushindwa kulala, umeanza kuumwa na tumbo, kichwa inakusumbua, kichwa kingine hujui ni kawapi, unatumia Panadol hakaendi. Get help as soon as possible.
Get help.
Yeah, get help as soon as possible.
Do you go
maybe
to the
you
hospital?
You can go to hospital. The only thing is that the counselors in Kenya hawajajulikana pia wanatiba. Lakini kama pia unaweza kuona mshauri, mketi na yeye. You know, even a talk therapy. What are you going through?
How do you feel?
How do you feel?
Why do you feel?
Why do you feel like this? Maybe could you tell me something about it? Tuongee tu na wewe uweze kutoa haya mambo kwa sababu yamekwamia kwa roho. Ukipata kwanza this one, if you happen to find a counselor who can take you through a talk therapy, you need to talk it out. Ukuwe na mtu mwingine mwenye hakupingi, because you can't have a talk therapy with a lay person mwenye anakupinga. Tulikuwa tunakuambia.
Yeah, but then itakusaidia, utatoka hapo more depressed.
So get the right people, get the right steps of getting healing. Kwa hivyo chukua hatua zenye zinatakikana. Get professionals, the right people. Maybe kama unaona hautapata counselor, kama hawezi kulala, kama hawezi kula, kama unaumwa na kichwa, joints zinakuuma, enda muone daktari. Kutoka hapo, even most doctors watawatuma kwa counselors. Na kama hospitali siku hizi tuko na residential counselors wenye watawasaidia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we have counselors in hospitals. So unajua utaenda kupima malaria, hauna joto, lakini unaumwa na kichwa, unaumwa na joint, hauna dalili za malaria, lakini all the symptoms ni za nini? So this person who needs a talk therapy anataka kusaidiwa. Alafu stay active. Hiyo maneno ya kujifungia kwa nyumba ama kushinda kwa TV, watu ni watoke nje. Enda chukua jembe, enda ukalime. Kama unastahili kuwa kazini, kama wewe si uko kazini Emily, umeshinda kwa TV. So let people make themselves active. Na kama huna kazi ya kufanya, kimbia pia. Fanya exercise, fanya track yako, piga rodi. Na hata hiyo itakuondoa kwa hiyo environment na itafanya mwili wako kuwa active. So you have to stay active. Jaribu kufanya mwili na roho pia kuizuia hizo heartbeat, hiyo kustuka, wasiwasi. Yeah? So people should try to stay active. Make sure that you are involving your body in activities. Na nimesema tu hiyo kitu, jaribu kuitoa katika moyo and start accepting. So it is Kenyans who are deciding. So umesema inaitwa?
Yeah, Kenyans decide.
Kenyans decide. So we are going to decide. Maybe even those who are listening to us, we are going to decide that whoever God is going to give us, we are going to embrace him. Remember Romans 13 imetuambia yeyote ambaye atakuja katika mamlaka ni Mungu amemchagua. So maybe it was our desire to have a certain person, but it didn't happen. So what is the best thing we can do? Let us embrace this person that the Lord has given us. Tumkubali na tuseme kama amechaguliwa na Mungu. And at the end of the day, when there is a competition, we must have a winner and a
loser.
And at the end of the day, mi saa zingine nafurahishwa na wakimbiaji. Wanakimbia na nile kungangana, wanangangana kabisa, unangangana huyu number 2 aska kupite. Lakini after crossing the line, what do they do?
They hug each other. Yeah.
Why can't we hug each other?
Yeah.
So we hug each other. Let us hug each other. After all this, tuska develop enmity. Kwa sababu hapa utapata chuki, itadevelop. Anger, itadevelop. Bitterness, itadevelop. And remember, all these things are affecting your mind. And after they affect you, they will bring disorder because you will not behave right. Utakuta hata pengine kuna mtu hata wahi kasalimia mtu wa mrengo ule mwingine. Utakuta kuna mtu hata wahi atataka mtu huo mrengo mwingine, kama ni biashara aingie kwa biashara yake. So the first thing that I have mentioned is acceptance. Let us try to come out of denial. Na ni ile ya ukweli, ile acceptance inatoka. Tumesema anxiety ina affect internal na external. So let's work in the internal. Tell yourself, you can do a self-talk. Do you know some people think that when you talk to yourself, you're mad? Unaenda tu kikuraga tu nini unaniwe unajiongelesha kutoka leo. Mimi sitashikwa na anxiety. Nimekataa anxiety itanishika. Do your self-talk. Talk to yourself. Okay. And when you're doing your self-talk, it's not that you're talking to yourself. You're talking to the inner person.
Wear a mask, says it's allowed. Wear a mask, go talking to yourself.
Go to... You can even talk. You want to tell me you have never talked to yourself?
I talk to myself. Bana.
Talk to yourself. So this is a high time that people are supposed to talk to
themselves.
Do a self-talk. Talk to yourself.
Talk to your inner man.
The inner man. Nini mawasiwasi hii? At the end of the day. So tu kulala kule kwako kiamunyi. At the end of the day. As much as we want good leadership, na kama yangu haikuingia, what do I do? Ni kuombea hii yenye imeingia. Itanipatia kile nilikuwa natarajia. Yes. And with prayers, all things are
possible. Wow.
Yes. So the other thing is, let us avoid doing harmful things.
Usi regret baadaye.
Kuna vitu harmful zenye, si nimekwambia utakuta wengine wameingia kwa pombe. Wengine wameingia kwa hata kujisolate. Wengine anasema mimi hata kama huyo hata kuwa rais. And we have to be very sensitive with such talks. Kama huyo atakuwa rais, hamtaniona siku ya pili. That means that person will
commit suicide.
Ukisikia nasema tu mkimwapisha leo, mimi mtaniona tena. Be very sensitive with that person. That person needs help. Let us avoid doing the wrong things. Tusikaingia kwa madawa, tusikadhuru wengine, tusikakubali anxiety ituingie ndani yetu, tusikakubali depression ituingie. But the backbone of all this is acceptance.
Yeah, accept.
Mungu nguvu yetu.
Pray without ceasing. Meditate in tranquility. Rest in a presence-filled prayer mountain. At Mizpah House of Prayer, we provide accommodation facilities which include dormitories, modern cottages, executive chambers, all at affordable fees. For bookings and prior arrangements, call us on 0727 766 553. Mizpah House of Prayer, keeping the fire of the altar burning.
Preventions and for anxiety. Karibu tena, Tabitha. Let's continue from where we left.
Thank you. We were on avoiding alcohol. Remember, alcohol or drug use can make anxiety worse. So we should, as much as possible, avoid EBC because they have also involved the church. Before we get any announcement from the chairman, we are having prayers, we are having songs.
Yeah, true. IBC is doing well.
Yeah. So that one is also bringing levels of anxiety down. And maybe we could talk of maybe normal Kenyans, even those politicians who are at the what do you call it, bombers of Kenya. They are also in anxiety. Already nilikuwa nimeona watu walikuwa wameanza kutayarisha sherehe. Na wakuwa wakoshiwa kama watawin. So we need to help each other. This is not for a certain group, but almost for the whole nation. So I take this opportunity to thank the church, and also the church prayed for this election, and that is why we are experiencing this peace.
Yes.
So we are here as the body of Christ, still saying that we will continue praying. We are not getting tired of prayer. And one thing I know, with prayers, all things are going to be possible. Even this anxiety is not going to kill us.
True.
Yes.
True. Imeshindwa kwa jina la
Yesu.
Watu watapata magonjwa, watu watapata suicidal thoughts in the name of Jesus Christ. Wow, what a powerful moment. Would you like to say hello to a few people?
Yes. I would like to say hello to a few people. I am a member of Kingdom Seekers Fellowship. So I say hello to those who are following me.
Yes.
We have an intercessory group that is called Kingdom Purpose Ministry, and I know they are following us. I also have my followers in WhatsApp. I had also told them to follow me today here. Those who are there, I say hello, and I love you. My family, the entire family, my entire family members who are with me, and those who are supporting me. I don't want even to forget the institution that I went through before becoming a counselor. I was a student at Selene College, so I am happy of that college because it has taken me. Those are the stairs that I've gone through. I also want to take this opportunity to thank all my lecturers at St. Paul's University. This is where I did my undergraduate. And also this is where I did also my master's. So I have a number of lecturers that I honor, especially our Dean of Students, who is Madam Anne Ndongo. She's a role model. She has worked a journey with me. She's my mentor. I have also a number of people that I thank. I also have Pastor Ben of Chosen Generation Church. He has been a mentor, and women in the church and all the members of the church. So these people have taken me through all these steps to where I am today. So I am grateful, and I know that I am also networking with more. Those who would love to maybe to talk to me, I don't know whether it is possible. I give them my number.
Do give them my number.
I would wish to give you my number. My number is 0722 24 10 93. I repeat it.
Please repeat.
0722 24 1093.
Okay, one more last time, because anxiety is a serious thing, and we want to ensure that everyone who needs help of any way, we are here to do that. The number?
My number is 0722 24 1093.
Awesome.
Let me just tell them who I am. I am a therapist. I practice in Nakuru. So in case maybe you have other issues, maybe you need a counselor. I specialize mostly on marriage. This is the area that people have had so many problems. But I can counsel any level of a person in a family, from a child to old people in the family, especially married people. Those issues, we can sit down and settle issues through counseling. And one thing I want to tell Kenyans, counseling is powerful. Counseling is powerful. Let us not despise counseling. Let us embrace counselors. Let us give them opportunities to exercise what God has put in them. Before a counselor becomes a counselor, she has been made. Because you have to deal with your own problems before you start dealing with people's problems. So any other time you sit beside a counselor, know that this is a person who has gone through a process to be made. And this is a person who can make you.
Nice. That is powerful.
Amen.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for giving us such insights. Hata mimi tukiwa tu hapa na wewe nimepitia counseling tu yangu, na pia najua mtazamaji pia wewe umepewa free counseling. Now the charges are anyway, we don't charge here at Mizpah TV and also Mizpah House of Prayer, but we appreciate your company. Thank you so much for being with us. It's been a pleasure. This has been and still is Kenyans Decide 2022, and my name is Emily Wanja. So I leave you with the peace of God. See you.